Hey guys, how are y'all? We are working on the car. Trying to figure out exactly what. Ah, no, that ain't the right size.
I'm not gonna secure this. I'm just gonna throw the wear mattress that has a hoe in it
Yeah.
over the top to weight it down.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Oh well, now ain't that a bummer? Give a 14. Yeah, there we go. I'm working on the car here. I'm trying to. More.
That'll work for the night.
Possibly. Well, that don't work.
It's starting to get cold and sprinkled.
Come on now.
Oh yeah, we're almost.
Yeah, we need to get some oil. The oil is a must.
4.5 is what it needs. Why is that sucker not staying?
It doesn't stay because the battery box, the thing that holds it in there, is no good. That's why we're getting that loose connection, which is exactly why I have went and...
Ooh, we're shocking.
We're not shocking, we're just arcing. It's perfectly natural to see sparks.
1.5.
Not really. Oh, man. Okay. Now, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this because this doesn't work out right. These are on a different type of post still. So that kind of sucks.
Can't put one on one.
No, no. Good job, honey. Good job. Ah.
They all got to be on the same one.
Huh? Well, yeah, they all got to be on the same one. Sean has tagged us in a post. Oh boy.
I mean, you can't like put one over here and one over there. That's what that's for, ain't it?
No, that's not. That's where the. That's.
He laughs. I'm asking because I don't know.
No, that's where the. I can't help it. That struck me funny.
That one does.
That one. That's where the wire goes in. There.
Oh, that's where it squishes it down.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I'm not. So how are you gonna do that?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna find the right wrench and I'm gonna put it on there and you. All I can say is just watch. One way or another, I'm gonna get it on there.
I am gonna mess with what I do know.
Believe it or not, she does all of the maintenance on the car. Not that I can't do it. It's just for some weird reason she enjoys doing that, which is strange. But hey, if that's what she enjoys to do, then that's what she can do. They really make these things too close. I'm glad that's the old one. I just stripped that bolt.
Don't worry, Scooter.
Oh, that kind of reminds me of that scooter when we in there in San Diego when we
Oh yeah.
took the scooter across town.
Yeah, that one goes a lot faster.
Oh man, that was cool. That was really fun.
Think you let me ride it?
I don't know.
His parents probably getting out of there not.
Oh no, 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 no.
Anybody said anything? I can't reach it.
I don't know. You can't really.
Let me go get my phone.
Alrighty. Step one. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of corrosion on here. That's not good. Well, and nothing I can do about it now. I know, pour Coke on it, right? I had to go buy 2 new terminals. I got sick and tired of every time the lights would start flickering in the inside, I'd have to come out here and beat on the terminals for a little bit until they would work. Those are nasty. I don't know if you can see them, but man, those things are. That one, now the other one, I can't get it, or couldn't get it to take a snug enough bite on the post on the battery. So I just said, forget it. I'm gonna go and buy 2 new ones. They're only $1.99 a piece, so not bad. And hopefully, as long as I don't mess everything up and short it out and all of that stuff, we will be good to go. Oh man, this cold weather is getting to me. I do not like cold weather. I don't know about any of y'all, but cold weather really sucks. So no wonder why most animals hibernate during the winter. Huh? What the? Oh man. I didn't. Hold on. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh wow.
Dirty?
Huh?
Dirty?
Yeah, that wire brush is dirty. The wire brush got 20 times more rust than the wire does.
That's not dirty. It's old.
Huh?
It's old.
Yeah.
And
And them old ones are better, I think, because the bristles are worn a little bit, and you're able to get some deep cleaning done on it.
Following God for the.
Huh? The what?
I was reading this.
Yeah, read what they say.
Lisa says, "What are you doing now?" I think you done answered that one. We're changing the
Battery terminals.
battery terminals. Where are y'all at?
We're still in Oklahoma.
You broke down?
No, I'm not broke down. I just got
A little maintenance.
a little maintenance. I've been meaning to do this because every now and then it just decides it doesn't want to
Start.
It doesn't want to start because of the wait a minute. I forgot to do that. Because of the connection, the positive side of the battery was fine and it was doing great until we had that alternator problem in Texas a while back. When we had that alternator problem and we took the battery off, first time the battery had ever been off, and never could get the connection right. So anyway, I think you got a little lag in there.
Yeah. Hi, Miss D.
Miss D in there. Hey, Miss D, how are you? Yeah, I've been putting this off. I really needed to do it. I got up this morning because I got aggravated. I got up this morning to do morning devotion. I started the vehicle, warmed it up, and then I got in there and oh man, dadgummit, got to talking and did that wrong.
Did you have to wait till the other one's on there?
Yeah, the positive side's supposed to be on first. I think, ain't it? Yeah, positive side goes on first. Pretty sure. I don't know. I got a really funny thing to deal with this thing. I got to figure out how that's going to work.
Put it all on one.
You know what? I could actually do it on the top of the bolt. If I do it on the top of the bolt, then yeah, I think I can do that. But anyway,
what if we took, since this isn't the one that had the problem, we could just clean it up and reuse it, right?
that is the one that had the problem.
Oh, okay.
The one that had the screw in it didn't have a problem. It was good.
Look grody.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know what that thing does at all. I haven't seen what it does. I don't know, but it's got a... I don't know. That's something that was added in. There was so many things added in this car because...
they were living in it.
Yeah, quite literally, actually. What's really funny is the tow truck yard that we got the vehicle from. The guy that had it was living in it and used to live out there at the slabs. And I guess he got picked up on some drug charges or something, I think. I don't know. Don't hold me to that one. I don't know for sure. But from what I understand,
oh, Slab City News is on.
Slab City News is on. Uh-oh. If you want, get her turn on that one. But anyway, they had the guy had got caught, I think, on drug charges, from what I understand, but I'm not sure. And he had huh?
In the chat, we started off with KD, Moonchild, Lost Dog, me, John.
He started off with we all used to be ladies.
We're having a great chat
Anyway,
about the Lost Dog community.
so what was I saying? Anyway, when I got it, we had to change everything up because I've got there's wires that are on every end of this thing. I've got wires that run all the way to the back that have a power supply port in the back, and I've got wires that run up underneath the dash, and there's another power supply, and then there's a bunch of wires that just come out from under the dash that I have no earthly idea what they do or where they go. They don't seem to affect anything, so I'm good with that. But I don't know. It is rather weird, and I've been having a heck of a time trying to figure this out.
Yeah, we'll let Scrap in the chats and in the stream so we don't feel left out. Why? Just because it's good. Include everyone.
Oh,
that's so wonderful.
it is.
I decided to let him in.
That's great.
You're gonna give everybody a chance, you know? I don't know. I'm a firm believer in that. Give them a chance.
You didn't. How are you doing the other one?
Huh?
This one right here.
What about it?
How are you doing that?
Well, I'm hoping that it'll go on its own one over here.
Okay. But I thought you could long as it's once.
Oh man, maybe I shouldn't do that because that didn't work out right.
All on one.
Now I need to put it underneath that plate because that plate acts as a washer.
Mm-hmm.
So
California Sherpa joins the chats or joins the streams with Metal Man, Bob Bobson, and Buddha Ninja are the chats.
Bob Bobson and Buddha Ninja.
Stone Baker MD at 2 hours 19 minutes. Rob Burt and Miss Bryant talking about the dispensaries and the high prices. Jugs of Seeds was chatting.
Oh no!
Zanesboro was in there.
Wow.
Oh no! You got the wrong one.
Jones and JD Hart
Huh.
has the comment.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
loosen it.
oh, that's all right.
JD Hart
Oh.
JP, I want to talk live with you. I used to invest in live.
That's all right. It's connected.
That's not how it says, but that's how anyway. And then JD Hogleg joins the stream, and the stream
Yeah,
starts
not
talking
everybody's
about how
thrilled,
much
but
they love
I just want
anti-
everybody to be nice and just
the community, raise anti-
come together.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a family, honestly. This community of YouTubers, it's kind of like a family. We've got some of them ones that are a major pain in the butt, you know, and I understand that. At the same time, you know, in your family, you have your
Oh no, you did not just have 66. Okay, 686. I thought it said 666 again. I have a hick voice.
you have a hick voice.
What the heck?
But anyway, you know, my take on this, as far as everybody, you know, this one being allowed in and that one being allowed in, you know, it's kind of like we're all family. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all, you know, we're all family. And I don't know if y'all come from the same kind of family like I come from, but we're not exactly, you know, not as we don't function that well together all the time, because we always have that one, well, jackass, for lack of a better way of putting it, that wants to cause problems. But yet, no matter what it is, we all seem to have each other's back. We might fight amongst ourselves, we might argue amongst ourselves, but when an outsider comes in and wants to start something, we all have each other's back. And I know a lot of people, they were raised up in families that worked well together, and well, I wasn't. I was kind of a dysfunctional family at times. We never did get along all the time, but nevertheless, now wait a minute, we gotta make sure that works. I'm gonna turn that on and make sure it works.
That's what I said. I want to make sure.
But nevertheless, you know,
Turn it over.
huh?
Start it or turn it over?
No, just, yeah, start it. Oop. Yeah. All right, go ahead. So, but anyway, you know,
Oh, the lights came on?
yeah, come on, nice and pretty.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, it doesn't always function right. It doesn't always go right. And we don't see eye to eye all the time.
He said it's amazing how far the Shepherd Mobile has traveled.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But
Yes, you can play another channel.
But-
You don't have to be on our if you want to go check out.
yeah, by all
Yeah.
means.
That's fine. That's what I
You
just
know-
did. I went on my phone and went and looked at Slab City News for a minute. Said hello.
The thing about it is we are a community, and
Got a
and even
firefly
though
lesson.
some of them act out of sorts, we always got each other's back.
Right
And
ideal. He has an ideal, everybody. Look. I know. Sour Diesel says the car doesn't sound good. You better change the oil. Yes, the oil needs to be
the
changed.
oil definitely needs to be changed.
We're-
It's got an oil leak somewhere. It runs through it. But it's about a quart low on oil right now. We
Yeah.
got to go and get oil before we go anywhere. We go through about a quart of oil every 2 tanks. But it's been like that ever since the day we got it. That's
Right,
since the day we got it. That's
right.
it was rattling like that when I put the healing oil in it and prayed over it, and acted straight for a long while until we started running low on oil too many times. But it's made it a long way.
Uh-oh.
We have put over 13
Uh-oh.
we have put over 13,000 miles on this 13,000 miles on this thing since we've had it.
I gotta go put this on the charger.
Oh yeah.
You want me to take
But,
this in?
yeah,
You wanna
we
chat
have
for a little bit?
huh?
You gonna chat for a little bit? You want me to take this in?
Yeah, you can.
Chat for a little bit. You want me to take this in?
Yeah, you can.
what do
Would
you
you
do?
bring my Coke out?
Yeah. Do you want these or you want
Hey, what happened to what happened?
one of them in here? I just dropped it.
Well, if you dropped it, it's underneath there.
Oh, there went something.
But yeah,
You only have
Put-
one wing nut?
yeah, there's only one. Yeah, there's only one of them that is like that.
Hmm.
All right, well, that seemed to work great. I don't remember what I was talking about now.
Being a wing nut.
Being a wing nut. That I am sometimes. That I am sometimes. More often than not. But anyway, I guess it's because of I was raised up by my dad until I was 10, and I was an only child, and so I know what it's like to be an only child. And understand that being an only child. And understand that. And then when my dad died, I ended up going and living with my sister up in Michigan, and that's my dad's side of the family. Michigan, and that's my dad's side of the family. My dad had 5 kids with another woman up north area, and they are all much older than me. Matter of fact, the youngest out of the 5 is the sister that just died not long ago, and she, I think, somewhere in her 50s.
Your baby love.
My dad was 30 years older than my mom when they got. When they got together. But anyhow, he had left and he had went down south and to Louisiana, and that's where he met my mom. But anyway, I lived with my sister, which was the older side of the family, so I knew what it was. My sister, which was the older side of the family, so I knew what it was to be the youngest child. With all the siblings being adults. And then I left from there when I was about 14, and I lived for the rest of the time with my mom, which had several kids after me. So I got to experience being the oldest, and you know, so I got a little bit of all of it. And with that being said, I got a chance to see a little bit of all of it. And what I've noticed is in every case, with the exception of the only child part, because that one wasn't exactly very dysfunctional, but the other ones were. And no matter how many times we disagree, we don't get along, and we don't seem to get along all the time, and we don't agree with everything. We always had each other's back. When it come to an outsider that came in and decided to mess with us, you know, we stood up for each other. We stood up for each other, and we still do. And you know, me and my siblings on my mom's side, we don't hardly talk anymore. Especially here recently, we had a little bit of a falling out. I think everybody remembers that. It was broadcasted all over YouTube. But anyway, I don't know why I would be repeating. Oh, maybe it's good. No, wouldn't be that. I have no idea. Anyway, no matter what, you know, even though we don't get along, we don't really even talk very much anymore. If something was to happen to one or the other, the rest of us are always there, and we'll come rather quick, and we stand up there, and we'll come rather quick, and we stand up for each other. We might fight amongst ourselves, but we don't allow anybody else to come in and start nothing. And that's the way a family is, even when they don't get along, and they are dysfunctional, as I would have to call it. There's always that family love, which is the same kind of love that you get in a family. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna try to, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. What's she doing? Ah, come on. My keys are gone. Oh. Anyway. Let's see if I can go like that. Wow. Really? Phone's going dead already? Well, ain't that something? But, anyway, it's the same way that our family here works. We don't always get along. We don't always see eye to eye. And I'm talking about our YouTube family. Oh yeah, we can make peace. We you know, uh me and Pops have made our peace, and you know, soon enough, me and uh um me and Nick will eventually talk again. We've talked a couple of times, but it's just been short, brief conversations. But you know, we have to keep in mind that most of us are all creators ourselves, are people that are watching them and are part of a community, and we're all family, and to respect each other enough to um, to understand that each person is their own different identity. We're not all the same. If we were all the same, then everything else would be the same, and everything would be so basic it would be boring. It really would. If we all thought the same way and felt the same way and acted the same way, it would be boring. It really, I do believe it really would. Oh, wow. That's the quickest that sucker's ever started. How's Bubba doing? Bubba is doing great. Nick who? Nick is my brother. The one that we had all the incidents on YouTube with. But, you know, it's not the first time me and him's ever gotten into it, and it probably won't be the last time, I'm sure. I mean, we are two totally different people, but I still love him, and I know he loves me. We're family. We're all we got in this world together, you know, and I understand that, and I know that eventually he will too. But you know, we have our YouTube family here also. We have our YouTube family here also, and we don't always get along, and we work on each other's nerves at times, and you know, there's always this one's over here arguing, or this one's over here arguing, or whatever the case is. But I noticed something. I did something to just try it and see, and I went in under a different name into a couple of different chat rooms, and I've said a few things, and I noticed that I was considered an outsider very quickly. And while I never said anything hurtful to anybody, or I never did anything to provoke anybody, I was blocked out of several chat rooms because I wasn't part of the community. I wasn't part of it, you know, and you know, for one, it shows just how tight-knit our community has become. But also, it also shows that people are quick to judge. We all have that issue. I know I have that issue at times too. And Oh, I know. I'm not saying everybody judges. I mean, everybody does to a certain extent, but you know, some people will, they don't like outsiders to come in. And I understand that. We've been tormented from outsiders.
That's bad.
Huh?
That tap is bad. I need to get in the food bag and see if we have any seasoning on that.
The food bag's right here. And there should be, my seasoning should be down there at the bottom.
And she wants lemon pepper, and I think I got.
Yeah, we should have lemon pepper as long as you grabbed it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's interesting to watch it all play out. And
sorry for the noise.
we love you too, Lena. That was funny earlier. I went into the chat room and I said, hey, Red. And I was meaning you. I didn't know there was somebody else in the chat room named Red. Yeah, that was funny. But she's noisy, ain't she?
Hold that. Please. Oh, sorry. That's not my fault. The plastic bags are noisy.
Yeah, you. Matter of fact, Dillman, I hate to burst your bubble, but you blocked one of my trolling channels. I call it a trolling channel. It can't really be a trolling channel because I guess a trolling channel is negative. Mine has been positive, but you blocked one of my trolling channels on one of my streams, and you know how hard it is to literally have a conversation with yourself just to see what happens.
Oops.
What do you mean nobody has any business? But you're not the only troll now. Hold on now. But or not the only troll, not the only mod. The only troll. Anyway, that was hilarious. Do you know how hard it is to type in a conversation and then try to react to it and then try to bite my tongue and try to hold it in and keep from busting out laughing when Mr. Dillman here blocks me on my own channel? That was the funniest thing I had ever seen. When I got off the stream on that one, I busted out laughing, and I laughed for a good 30 minutes over that. That was the funniest thing. It was not the reaction I was expecting. Not whatsoever. But I was, anyway. I don't even know where I was going with all of that, but I thought it was funny. I figured I would share. But at the drop of a pen, what is my troll name? Yeah, you know, but me and Jeff had a long conversation one day, and that was after it happened. Me and him sat down while I was, let's see, matter of fact, I was at the airport in Tulsa getting ready to go to California for that wedding. And me and him sat down and had a long conversation, and I truly believe he understood where I was coming from with that. And I've noticed a drastic change in the way he approaches things, and I was so happy to see that. You know, it was great to see him start understanding the love of God and how we act towards one another. And he just called you a troll. Some people may think you're a little strange. I shouldn't talk to myself. Well, look, I talk to myself any other time, so why not talk to myself now? And why not do it right? I mean, but select few people actually know the names. You know what? What did I do with my phone? my other phone. Not obviously not the one I'm talking on. That's not good. Honey, did you grab my other phone? You got your own phone. Why'd you grab mine? Anyway, I was fixing to jump in. Oh, I can't do that. I forgot. All the other accounts are on this phone, so I have to do my live stream from the other phone in order to get in there. But anyway, when we treat people the way we want to be treated, it's just the same as like the Bible says. You have to love your neighbors as you love yourself. And it's the key to everything, if you understand what I mean. Where's this? Mine is charging. Where's mine charging at? Oh, you got it in there? Anyway, when you treat people as you want to be treated, or you love your neighbor as you love yourself, you figure out what unconditional love means. And you understand that some people aren't able to do that because they haven't figured out how to love themselves. And we have the perfect reason to love ourselves, because we are worthy of that. Jesus showed us that. He showed us that perfect love. And he showed us that in his eyes, we are perfect. We are worthy. Where's the light? Let's see. I don't have any other lights I can turn on right now. What was that? Let's see. Where are the lights? I'm locking the closet now. Didn't lock me in the closet. You caught Walmart lying and they gave you $25. Really? They give you $25 to keep quiet? What did they lie about? I'm curious. What did Walmart? What did you catch Walmart lying about? No, I don't know. You can go through there and look at the prices and all of that. You can always catch them with something. It's called advertisement. It's not called lying. Oh, this is a wonderful, wonderful gift. It's advertisement. It's not lying, even though they know just as well as all of us. As soon as you get it home, it's going to break. It's not going to work. They don't make things the way they used to. You notice that? The industries have figured out that as long as they make things to work that last, and you don't have to turn around and buy another one a week or two later, a month later. I'm right about being a real business. Hold on. Let me go and look and see what that. They were supposed to be. Okay, I do me today. Website said that they shipped it, and I called the freight company and he refused to give it to the freight company on the 4th, and there's a call and complaint. Apparently, I am the 70th person the freight company has talked in today as their sample Monday. Sales products are from Walmart. Walmart lying about me. It's a scam that some companies pull so they can deliver or daily deliver products to you, but still charge you right away. Sorry, Tommy. Huh? What are you apologizing for, Jeff? Someone treated me as an owner and a gift card. I don't go to Walmart. It makes me dizzy. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't like Walmart either. I mean, to rescue Tommy from the dark. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. I think some of you are having conversations with each other because I don't know. Some of them don't. I'm not understanding completely. Anyway, like I was saying, I've said it over and over, and I'll say it again. The love for one another is the key. It really and truly is. I had a long talk today with one of our members of our community here, and I'm very, very glad that I got to talk to that person. I'm very, very glad that I got to talk to him because I understand her a lot better now. And I understand where she's coming from. And we talked for almost, what was it, honey? About, I think about 3.5 hours, it seemed like. And I love you too, babe. When we find out that, when people message things on here and you write out things, it can be mistaken and it can be misunderstood very quickly. And I find out that, I've taken a lot of things wrong from certain people, and yeah, 3 hours. And it's because of the way that text messages work. You can say you can say one thing and it can come across 2 different ways or 3 different ways to a person because you don't get the emotion behind it. When I've gotten a chance to talk to her on the phone, I realized that every time she has ever said anything to me, it was out of love. And I'm very grateful that God gave me that chance to get to know another precious soul. That's why I said I really encourage people, that number that I put out there, that is meant for people to text in prayer request and understand that the prayer request, anything that is texted in to there, I'm setting it up to where I'm trying to set up a prayer chain of certain people that are going to be in a contact list on that phone. And when when prayer requests come in, it will be immediately forwarded to everyone in that prayer chain. You know, and it doesn't have to have your name. It doesn't have to. It's just a message that goes out, so nobody else gets the number or anything. It doesn't have to have your name, and it doesn't have to have details. You can just simply say, "Hey, I have an unspoken request, an unspoken prayer request," and we will add it to the prayer chain. And you know, I won't answer the phone all the time because there's times that I'm busy doing other things, but anytime I get a chance to, I'll answer that line, and either me or Selena will. And as you can tell, I love to talk. I'll sit and talk about God for hours and hours and hours. I love it. It's very refreshing for me to just sit back and talk about our Lord and Savior, talk about all the goodness and grace that God has given us, and most of all, to talk about God's love. So, you know, I'll put that number out there if I knew how to. Matter of fact, that's what I got mods for, right? You know, put that number out there, and you're more than welcome to call it. Now, I won't answer that phone all the time. Half the time, I'll put it on silent or whatever, and it is a separate phone that we were. I went in to pay my phone bill and to get Selena a phone, and when I got her the phone, I was eligible for another phone. You want a wrench? Well, honey, get the. Well, How do we do that? I don't mind giving you a wrench, by no means. Oh, and by the way, she's going to start doing videos too. She's already done one on hers. It was just a short video to start with, but she's going to start doing videos also. Where was I at? But anyway, we went in there and come to find out I was eligible for two. So we ended up with a spare phone that we didn't have any use for right then. And I got thinking about it. We had that I had tried to put together that Shepherd's Hotline with the one app, with the Text Now app, and it didn't really work out all that well. And now I've got this whole nother phone that has its own internet, unlimited talk, unlimited text, and everything. So that's what that phone is used for. We don't use it for personal use. We use it to play around on the internet, of course, but you know, it is strictly for the Shepherd's Ministries, and that way there is a number out there that you know, I don't have to worry about my phone blowing up all the time. And if I'm busy doing something, I can always turn that phone off for a little while. But there is a number that you can always message. You can always send text messages, send in your thoughts, your prayer request, you know, and most of the time you can get me the answer. Are you a good mod? She's probably one of the best mods, I imagine. But best prank call was, don't prank call it, please. I do have somebody calling and hanging up, and that is the most childish, retarded thing I've ever seen anybody do. That is just, let's be adults. No prank calling. That is, unless it's really, really funny. If it makes me laugh, then I'll have to give you props on that one. Yeah, Dillman. We put her in as a mod. She might show you a thing or two on there. She'll show you how to mod. Anyway, you know, and I encourage everybody, I tell everybody, you know, by all means, spread that number out. I'm glad for people to be able to have a number that they can message, or if they're just want to check on us and see how we're doing. There's a number you can always get a hold of us. Very few people have my own personal number, and I like to keep it that way because because it's my personal number. But so anyway, oh my goodness, Miss D, you're right. I probably did. Honey, you might want to turn the ringer off on the phone, because I'm pretty sure I messed that thing up really, really bad, dude. Yes, that's the number. It is. Oh, and we were going through numbers, and I'm trying to figure out a number that is easy to remember. And this number pops up, and I was like, oh, I need that number. Well, we can find one that's easier to remember. No, I like that number. It's 779-777-8772. There's 7 sevens in there. Take some calls right now. Honey, bring that phone out if you don't mind, and I'll plug it into this box. How much power I got on my box? Ooh, down to 1 bar. And if it's got a little bit of a charge, we'll take at least 1 phone call or so before we shut down for the evening. Nope, it's really. She said no, it's cold. Oh man, I didn't think about that. Wait a minute, I got the car running. Huh? There we go. That has turned out to be one of the best charging blocks I've ever seen. There's mine. That has turned out to be one of the best charging blocks I've ever seen.
I got a delay.
Hey, Scrapping Dude's on the chat. Nice.
Yeah, I said hello to him.
Oh, did you? You already said hello?
Yep. All right.
Hey, wait a minute. That's not good.
What?
Somebody duplicated one of my trolling chats.
Love you.
Love you too. That's funny. All right, guys, I have the phone, so now remember, y'all keep it clean. If y'all call in, no craziness on there. We want to be respectful. So, how's everyone else's evening going tonight? Or this evening? That's pretty bad when sitting in the car is more comfortable than anything else. Gabe wants the phone. Wants what phone? Your phone? You saved the number in your phone? Well, great. That'll work. And trust me, anybody that calls in, I do not give out anybody's number. I don't give out anybody's personal business when it comes to that. And if you call me when I'm not on air and it's not on speakerphone, and you call me to talk to me about something, I don't spread anybody else's business. I don't spread gossip. You can rest assured that you have nothing to worry about there. If you have trouble or have a problem that you just want to get off your chest, you want to just talk to somebody about, I'm always here, and I don't do the gossiping thing, so I'm not going to say what was said to this one or that one. Just like some people I've talked to today in the last couple of days, they've talked to me about personal things, and so don't call him if you're on the toilet. So anyway, Jeff, that is completely, that is your call. I'm not, we're always happy, when we receive donations, but I am not asking anymore for anything. I've had that thrown in my face one too many times. And it is, it's quite literally, that is between you and God on what you want to do there. But anyway, I got the phone. Nobody decided to call. Christmas season. They can call on the toilet as long as there is no sound effects. Y'all were talking about that. I was thinking about that video that Good Job Buddy put out there. Oh my God, I laughed so daggum hard. I was watching him, and I've been in his house, so I knew where he was at. I knew what room he was in, and I happened to chime in, and I'm listening to him talking, and then I realized that he was in there taking a piss. Oh my God, I laughed so hard, it was unreal. I was thinking, wow, brilliant. Not, I don't know. That was hilarious. I got to give him props on that one. That was, it may have been a little disgraceful. It may have been a little, distasteful to some people, and I understand that. I'm not saying that it was right or wrong, but I have to say that was funny. That was downright hilarious what he did. I don't even know why he was doing that and who he was talking about. I busted out laughing and I couldn't stop. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, it's so funny when you watch humanity. You watch people when they do some things that are funny and some things that are just, I don't know. That was hilarious. I mean, y'all were talking about the toilet thing. That was reminding me of that. But I asked for a Coke and they got me a 1 liter, or yeah, a 1 liter. You know how hard it is to pack a 1 liter around? But, so anyway, Also, what is everybody's take on um are you still going to wow. Wow. Miss D, I have no idea how you just did that. But I was just fixing to discuss that idea and discuss that situation there. About time you asked if we were still going to Arizona. Uh anyway, am I still going to Arizona? Yes, we are going to Arizona, and yes, we are stopping there in Arizona. But you know, we thought about it, and we're definitely going to stay for at least a few days or so. But you know, we fell in love with the slabs out there, and we called it home. And we still call it home because there's no place like it. You know, it's just a very beautiful and wonderful place. You have to live very humble out there. You know, it's not as as easy as living in society or anything, but nevertheless, it was home. And I absolutely love the place. And I was asked a couple of times, "Are you ever coming back to the slab?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming back to visit, but that's it." Well, why won't you move back there? And simply put, because I felt as if I wasn't wanted there. Well, I've been corrected by numerous people that have said that I am definitely wanted there. Give the phone number again. It's 779-777-8772. But I've been corrected on that, and we are definitely wanted. We are definitely they want to see us come back out there and try to finish what we had started. And like I had said this morning, which it was one of those times that I just kind of spilled my thoughts out there, and you know, I went out there with the intent to go out there to help people, to try to help, to do my part to help in that community. But I wasn't ready. I wasn't close to ready. And in that, I've done a lot of things. You know, I sidetracked a lot and went down the wrong path a few times, and I was the one that was trying to do it. It was I. It was me that was trying to do it my way. And one thing I learned out here is that somebody can post it on there. One thing I learned out here is when you're trying to do something for God, you got to do it within His time frame and do it His way. Yeah, it's 779-777-8772. But you got to do it His way. You can't expect anything to work doing everything your own way. Especially when you decide, no. Y'all got 779-777-8772. But when you're going out there to do God's work, it's kind of like going to work for a construction company. If you go out there with the idea that you're going to do it all your own way, the boss is going to look at you and laugh. He's going to tell you, no, you're going to do it my way. You're going to do it my way, or you can go. And I think this trip, a lot of it has been a learning lesson for myself. to prepare me to do exactly what it was I had in my mind to do to begin with. And now I know that I am strong enough, and I have enough faith, and I have enough of love in my heart to accomplish exactly what it was I was setting out to do. And I can set out and do that, doing it God's way and letting God have his way with it. All right, we got our first phone call. Let's see who we got. Good morning. I think you got your phone up a little too loud. Well, I don't know. I didn't understand a word that was said. Oh, that was nice. Okay. So, needless to say, me and Selena gave it a lot of thought. We discussed it amongst ourselves. We prayed about it. And we had decided that we're going to go back out there and finish what we set out to do. This time we're going to do it right, and we're going to do it God's way. Not our way, but the way that God wants us to do it. There was a couple of ideas that have been brought up. That number should have worked. I don't know. Somebody just called. Whoever it was that just called had their the computer up too loud or whatever, because there was a lot of feedback on that. But anyhow, I went there with the intention to help people. Here we go. Hello. I'm sorry?
Tommy?
Yes. How are you?
Tommy, is that you?
Yes. Turn down your other device.
Okay, it's Dylan.
Hey, Dillman. How are you?
Hey, bro. What's up, man?
Oh, well, you know it. We're just sitting here hanging out. What's up with you, buddy?
I'm just checking on you, man.
You just what?
I'm just checking on you.
Just checking on me?
Excuse me, my voice is bad.
Well, thank you.
I've got a rough voice right now.
Oh, yeah? Are you catching a cold or something?
No, I've got something wrong, but it's not a cold, but hey, my friend, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing wonderful. I'm blessed as usual. I'm doing great.
I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Honestly, I can help you out with a little money if you need some.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, and like I said, that is totally between you and God.
I don't remember how to send it though.
Well, the PayPal link is on the About page.
PayPal will work.
Yeah, PayPal works.
Okay, I sent one time and it said it didn't go through. Did you get when I sent you last time? Did it go through?
Yes. What was that? A few weeks ago, you sent me some. Wasn't it a few weeks ago? I believe. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that again.
All right.
It's so much, but it's all you do, you know.
Well, I greatly appreciate it, buddy.
Well, I love you, bro.
Well, we love you too.
Selena.
Well, thank you. That is great to know. And we are always here anytime you need us. Anytime you need someone to talk to.
Alright. Anyway, I can
Mm.
hear myself on the telephone talking on the air there. It's confusing.
It's confusing. You actually have to turn the other device down because then there's a lot of feedback if you don't. It
Yeah.
you get that echo.
I can't hear myself. It's funny. Anyway, bro, I'll be talking to you, well, you know I'm always around.
Right,
And
right.
I'm in for you.
Well, now you know that we're coming through there. We should be coming through there here in a couple of weeks or so, and we're gonna stop by and stay for a day or two out there in Arizona.
Dude, I don't know if you can stay in the desert forever, you know what I mean?
No. I don't know if you caught on to what we were talking about, but we're just coming out there to stay for a few days there. But we're going back to the slabs. We're going back to what we called home.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
I see a lot of RVs, and they come and stay out here, but I don't know if they can stay forever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe it's I believe it may end up being BLM land to where you have to move every 14 days.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's fine. It doesn't matter. We're only staying for a few days or so, and then we're gonna make our way to the slabs.
Well, when you come here, I'll put you up for a couple days in the motel here, alright?
Oh well, that would be great. Yeah, it'd definitely be great to get out of the car for a little bit. That'd be wonderful. But
Come to the whole place.
yeah, we can't wait to be able to get over there and visit for a little while and
I can't
get to
wait
meet you face to
guys.
face finally. That would be great.
I can't wait to meet you guys, so, alright.
All righty. You have your very blessed evening, buddy.
You too, my brother.
All right. Love you guys. God bless.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Well, that was nice of them. Now I forgot what I was talking about, though. Does anybody remember what I was talking about? Anyway, I missed some of the comments here. Hold on. Rodney, your weird sense of humor kind of makes me wonder, man. Slab City and doing it God's way. Yes, indeed. We're gonna do it God's way. We're gonna rebuild the Shepherd's Tree House, and we're going to do everything that we can to make a difference. There will be no more of these trying to do it our own way and trying to I don't know how to say it, but you understand what I mean. Awesome, Roger. Awesome. That is great to hear. Awesome. That is wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, Roger, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but we are going back to the slabs. And, you know, if you're freed up, when we get out there, we would love the help to rebuild. It's going to take a while this time because we're definitely doing this on God's grace. And but it ought to be interesting. It ought to definitely be interesting. You were asking the other day what we may need when we get there. You know, honestly, when we get there, I'll be able to figure that out. But as of right now, I have no earthly idea because I don't know what I'm going to be working with, what kind of a camp area I'm going to be able to grab, and what I'm going to be able to what I'm going to be able to put together, and what kind of design we're going to be able to do. I don't even know how long it's going to take me to get there. So, but as soon as I find out, I will definitely tell you. But you know, we can use any kind of building material, and I know I need tools. I've got one little bitty saw about this big, and a couple of ratchets and sockets, which that don't do you any good out there except for working on a vehicle. It just doesn't do any good. So no, not back on the canal. I have no intention on going back on the canal. I'm wanting to go into the heart of the slabs. I want to get in there where we can be the most help. I had been told about a couple of different ideas, and I'm still waiting to hear back from those individuals to see. But we're going to be in the heart of the slabs, not on the outskirts. We want to go right into the heart of the slabs. Agree with Rodney. Take your tree back. I don't think so. You have a trailer under a tree. That's a good start. I have no idea who has that camp and who has taken it over and where everything's at. And, you know, like I said, oh, this thing's aggravating me. Like I said, I'd give all of that to them. So I'm going out there knowing that I'm going out there with nothing, and none of the stuff that was ours is technically ours anymore. And I understand that. Now, if anybody that has any of the stuff that was ours decides to come and give it to us or donate it to us, then, you know, that's great. But we are going out there with the understanding that we are going out there with nothing, and we will start building from scratch, just like we did the first time. Everything that was at that camp when we left was a year's worth of building. So, you know, we're going to do it again. And if it takes me 3 years this time, because this time we're going out there with no source of income coming in, we're going out there with starting a complete different thing. We're going to be working with pipes, and we're going to be working with herbals. You know, we're going to be working with stuff like that, and we are going to be doing things to supplement an income. And just like starting anything, especially when you're starting something with nothing, then, you know, it takes a little while, and it could take several years, but whatever it takes, it takes. So, need a house. Yeah, you know, but we're good with a tent. To be completely honest with you, we are good with a tent. We can start out with a tent. We're going to start out right here in this vehicle. We're going to live right out of this vehicle, sitting right there in the slabs. And we're going to start building. And whatever we get, we'll be very gracious for it, and we will use it to build the camp, to help out and to do our part in helping in that community. Build up the skate park. Nope, they've already got people over there building up the skate park. Skaters need Jesus. I'm sure we could talk to them if they plan to come and talk with us. And you know, I do have every intention on making sure that that the ones that were involved before with the other camp knows that I don't hold any grudges with them, and I forgive them for what all had happened, and I I have nothing but love in my heart for everyone there, and I'm not, you know, um, I don't put blame on anyone, and if there is anybody that has to take blame, I'll take it myself, because after all, I left, and you know, that's just the way that is, and that's the way I feel about that, and I don't, um, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna think about it or act in any other way about it. Um, you know, I do wanna talk with Lewis and make sure he understands that that I forgive him and I hold no grudges. And I still love him. I think of him as a brother. He he may have done his own wrong, and I've done my own wrong. Like I said, when I was out there, I wasn't ready for what I was trying to do. I am now. I am most definitely ready now. So, God said you could have it all back. I know. Lewis is in the skate park. I know that. Uh, Lewis moved in the skate park. Wouldn't want that neighbor. I understand what you mean there, but that's, you know, I'm not I'm not worried about the neighbors. I'm worried about what I can do. Um, I said he had your back on that. Yes, I know he does. Cause is cool. Cause is a good guy. Yeah, me. I know we do. Uh, this time you can share the build with us. Yes, this time I get to show y'all from ground zero all the way up. Yeah, makes his own problem. Yeah, you're a good man, Tommy. Thank you very much for that. Oop, oop, oop. Come on now. Cab 7 is on the panel tonight. Let's see. Not sure if Cornelius believes James is dying on the cross for her sins. Well, I don't know either, but Cornelius is a really cool lady. She is really cool. I wonder if alien squatch his shirt. Jeez almighty. Rodney, you're on a roll tonight, aren't you? All things happen for reasons, as you said. You are more right-minded now. And there isn't. Yes, you're right. You're right. And there is no. I am not holding any grudge whatsoever about what had happened. It it happened, and I'm looking at it, and I know that they're not going to look at it the same way. You know, some of them are going to look at it as, oh well, this happened in the past, and that happened in the past, and you know, and that's just something they'll have to battle out themselves. Because I'm going back just as if it was the first time I'd ever been there. I'm going back. I'm not holding any grudges against anybody, and I'm not holding any animosity against anyone. Um, and I'm not upset with anyone, and I don't believe anyone owes me anything. I came there, I worked for a year, I built up a big camp. I left, and I left it behind. But I also, while I was out, I found myself and I figured out who I am. That was something I didn't understand then. You know, when you become a child of God, you spend quite a bit of time afterwards trying to figure out who you are. I didn't know who I was then, but I know who I am now. So, if the dirt walls could only talk. Oh man, yurt. What are you talking about? Alien's not in a yurt. You believe it or not, that pit that Alien has that big garden in. Do you know that is where me and Selena and Maddie and Bubba and Sadie first started? When we first went to the slabs, we spent a night under a tree over by Salvation Mountain, and then the next day we moved over into that little concrete pit thing. If you notice, when Alien does his videos, you'll see it says it's spray painted on the wall, Maddie and Joseph, which Joseph is Selena's son. And it's also, if you look on the other side, you'll see Bubba. That was all spray painted on there with spray paint that we brought in, that we had in the car when we left Oklahoma. That was our first camp. And matter of fact, where I had built the treehouse, I traded a guy that was in that treehouse that didn't want to be there. He did not like Mike too much, and he was kind of really discouraged, and he wanted to be in the slabs, and he didn't like being down there at the canal. And I traded him that camp for the tree that I was under when I made the Shepherd's Treehouse, to get him in the slabs, because I wanted to be out there on the canal. And at the time, I was going out there quite a bit to try to help Mike work on the old Goonie camp, and that's how that all started. But the place that Alien's at is where me and Selena and the family, that's where we had started. We started with right there where his where the pole is, where that comes out of off the far side of it, is where we had the big tent. Yeah. Dinner time. All right, I'll wrap it up.
And it's raining. Told you it's gonna rain.
Love you. Anyway, that's where we had the big tent, and then right down from there, close to the entry into that thing, is where the other two little tents were for the kids. And the first idea was I was going to build a little kind of like a Christian coffee house type thing. You know, not really coffee, but you understand what I mean. And I was trying to make that all into, I had tarps over it and everything. But that's where we actually first started there. You know, and you know, when we first went out there, we had so much fun and we enjoyed ourselves so much. And we were building that from scratch. And that's why, and that's another reason why I'm going out there with the intent to build and to start. You know, now if we do end up with something that, you know, some options that have been brought to my attention, I'm still waiting on answers on. You know, if we end up getting something like that figured out, then it's great. Okay, I know you're not talking about the others. As you said, they will see it through their eyes. So Just peace is a good point to start. Yes, you're definitely right. Should be in slabs by Christmas. Should be a good time to start over. Happy birthday, Jesus Revival. Yes, indeed. That sounds great. Goonies, sorry, subject. Yeah, well. So sad I was a mod for Mike. Well. Yeah. Well, anyway, you heard the boss. She said it's time for dinner. So, guess what? I'm going to go and have dinner with the family, and we shall talk to y'all later, or, well, probably in the morning when I do morning devotion. Let's see, what is today? Today is Thursday, right? So, tomorrow's Friday? Yep, that's usually how it works. It goes Thursday and Friday. Okay, sorry, talk to myself sometimes. Let's see. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, we still got a couple of more days before the Sunday. All right, anyway, guys, love you guys with all my heart, and I pray everyone has a very blessed night. Good night, guys. God bless.